This must be Amy Sanders. This is interesting. I don't know what to say. How you doing, my brother?
Oh, sorry.
No, you good.
Speech.
Sorry, y'all just giving a speech.
You know, it does bother me that Bambi is so nonchalant to walk in here with T.O. But this is the same person who admitted that she was dealing with Scrappy while he was living with Erica Dixon. So the more I dig into who she is, I see why you're standing here like this.
In a shocking turn of events, Lil Scrappy, one of the most well-known performers in love and hip-hop Atlanta, has never been shy about discussing his personal struggles. However, the news that his ex-wife, Bambi, is expecting a child with her new boyfriend has been one of the most painful moments of his life. His journey through love, heartbreak, and family conflict has been extensively covered on the show. But this news marks a turning point in his emotional journey. It wasn't just a plotline on TV, it was a raw, heartbreaking reality for Scrappy, who was facing deep emotional turmoil. The relationship between Bambi and Lil Scrappy was anything but simple. Despite their evident chemistry, their relationship was filled with emotional ups and downs, constant arguments, and times of doubt. Conflicting goals, infidelity, and constant disagreements led to what seemed like an inevitable separation. Even after their divorce, Scrappy found it incredibly difficult to move forward, haunted by the deep pain of the relationship's end. It's clear to viewers of love and hip-hop that Lil Scrappy doesn't take matters of the heart lightly. Bambi, the mother of his children, was the center of his affections. After their split, the memories of their shared moments and the dreams of a future together remained deeply rooted in his heart. For the sake of their children, Scrappy and Bambi tried their best to maintain an amicable co-parenting relationship. At times, they managed to find common ground, but there was always an underlying sense of unresolved emotions. Scrappy had a tough time accepting that Bambi had moved on, especially as he was still nursing the wounds of their breakup. Despite this, he made a conscious effort to respect her decisions, even though it was clear that it wasn't easy for him. It was hard for Scrappy to imagine Bambi with anyone else, but in the end, he genuinely wanted her to be happy. After all, they shared a family, a history, and a connection that was difficult to sever. At this emotionally charged time, Lil Scrappy was hit with a revelation that would forever alter his view of their relationship. He was stunned to learn that Bambi, the woman he had once vowed to cherish and love, was expecting a baby with her new boyfriend. The news left him visibly shaken, and the emotional weight of this information was overwhelming. Despite his best efforts to hide the truth, Scrappy was absolutely devastated by this revelation. He had invested so much time and energy into healing the emotional scars from his past, only to be confronted with the painful reality that Bambi was moving on with someone else. The thought of her continuing her life with a new partner was almost as excruciating to him as the pregnancy itself. This moment served as a sobering wake-up call, reminding Scrappy that, despite all his efforts, not everything in life works out as planned. It wasn't just a simple breakup where the sadness would eventually fade away. The reality was far more complicated. Bambi wasn't just moving on temporarily. She had found someone else to build a future with, and Scrappy had to come to terms with the fact that he was no longer the person she wanted to be with. He wasn't a passing phase in her life, but rather a significant chapter that had come to an end. The emotional weight of this truth was undeniable, and it was a turning point for Scrappy as he faced the difficult process of accepting that their shared history and his place in her life had changed forever.
From 10 years ago.
You talking about sliding a bitch? You still stick the
My mouth is right.
You talking about bitch? You talking about bitch? You think a bitch like me scared of asshole? I drag your ass on my mama, bitch.
Do it, Amy.
I definitely plan on using my words with Bambi. That's always my first thought as a woman. But don't give two damns about your height or your size or the width of the gums. None of that matters to me. Who getting slid, sis?
You can't even drag your life across the...
You done drugged across everybody.
Let me find out.
Let's keep it moving.
You worried about from 10, 13 years ago.
I'ma let you finish.
heartbreaking to witness Scrappy's emotional reaction as tears filled his eyes. These weren't just tears of sadness, they were tears of deep grief, loss, and unhealed love. After getting Bambi so much of himself, after tirelessly working to make things work, the man who had been the father of her children and stood by her through thick and thin was now left to watch from the sidelines. The emotional toll of the situation became too overwhelming for him. Bambi was expecting someone else's child, and Scrappy had to accept this painful reality. This wasn't just a story of a failing marriage or two people drifting apart. It was about a man confronting the harsh truth that someone he once loved had moved on completely. The love he had once shared with Bambi wasn't given the opportunity to heal, and the impact of that realization was far more profound than the typical breakup. It served as a reminder that love is subjective, and the hurt of losing someone is unique for each individual. Scrappy had endured countless hardships in his life, from a difficult upbringing to the highs and lows of his career, but this was different. This was a heartbreak that time, money, or success could not mend. A fragment of Scrappy's soul cracked open, and the strong man who had always been seen as capable of handling any challenge broke down in tears. He truly loved Bambi, and the thought of her starting a new life with someone else was more than he could bear. Rather than being a scripted moment, Scrappy's breakdown was an honest, raw display of the vulnerability he had always tried to hide. Although fans of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta had watched Scrappy grow and evolve over the years, this candid moment reminded everyone that grief and loss affect people in ways that are not always visible on the surface. There was so much more to Scrappy's story than just what viewers saw on reality TV. This emotional journey resonated with anyone who has ever lost a loved one or had to watch them move on without them. In the end, Scrappy's emotional journey took a significant turn, but it wasn't just about the heartbreak of seeing Bambi with someone else. It was about healing, letting go, and rediscovering his own happiness. The process of recovery wasn't easy, but Scrappy had to learn that his relationship with Bambi had come to an end, and only by accepting that could he begin to find peace. The story of his emotional recovery was a powerful exploration of loss, personal growth, and the resilience needed to move forward when it feels like the world is moving on without you.
Plan on using my words with Bambi. That's always my first start as a woman. But don't get too damned about your height or your size or the width of the gums. None of that matters to me. Who getting slid, sis?
You can't even drag your across.
You done drug it across everybody.
Let me find out.
Let's keep it moving.
You worried about from 10, 13 years ago.
I'ma let you finish.
That I ain't even touched. But did he ever take you on a date?
Bitch, when you kiss and smell my from the front to the back.
I'm never kissing no man.
I hope I don't get bored and let Scrappy do it.
You're a nasty whore.
You have no loyalty.
Rashida, why you waiting? Could you get this bitch some more views on her music post?
I got the feature with Spice that you were begging for. Bye-bye, Steve.